It's a pleasure to talk to you again. I don't know if you remember, but we left off with me seeking to free myself from any kind of attachment by starting to moderate my cookie consumption. But now, circumstances lead me to reflect on something perhaps more important that I wish to share with you now. And let's see what you think about what I'm about to tell you. Alright, so I want to tell you how the Year of the Foot and Dragon, which is about to begin soon, looks like for a poor water dog like me. In the past 2 weeks, I have lost my vision glasses. The battery of my smartphone no longer charges. My house rent has been increased by 15%, and dulcis in fundo, I still have no income for myself and my family. It seems that, in spite of my new professional degree, which has cost me more than 2 years of study and sacrifices, and which should have opened the doors of the job market, everything remains the same as before. Like, we are sorry, but this time we have chosen to move on with other candidates. Day after day, the same response. In the past, I have been through some difficult periods, and the only thing that I can say about them is that they were truly successful. Difficult periods make you see who you really are and who those around you are. I have never in my life chosen something just for convenience. No compromises, no muddying the waters, no selling yourself, no doing something that goes against what you believe in. Perhaps this is why I have had to face difficult time, social isolation, lack of financial means more than once. But now, the extraordinary thing is that, unlike feeling sad, going through long depressions, feeling useless in the eyes of others to the point of having no more hope and letting the ship sink, for the first time, I perceive an unusual energy. It's as if by putting me in a situation of discomfort, that dragon did nothing more than feed my fire and shape my determination to follow the path of freedom, which necessarily has to go through the change of the situation that exists now, and not only mine. Now, if I think about what is happening now that I'm talking to you through this screen about my little thoughts, how many people are in bed suffering from unbearable pain? How many women are crying because someone has hit them? How many elderly people are watching their favorite show because there is no one left to talk to? How many children are stealing some food in the streets because they are really poor and orphans of a ruthless society that loves power instead of people? How many more will have to die for a war started by others in which they have no reason to fight? This is the now I can see, and it does not correspond to the welfare of all, and not mine. If it's true that we cannot change world events, nor eliminate poverty and injustice, we still have many options that bring us closer to our ideals, starting with waking up and looking at what we do in our daily lives. We were born in knots from our mother's wombs, and we live equally weak, defenseless, and without taking with us absolutely nothing on what we have built, not even our memories. It's very clear to me that I no longer have a choice to ignore something, because when I choose a goal with my heart, I can do nothing but follow its path and defend it. After all, that's why I'm a good dog, loyal to his owner until death. And luckily for me, my only owner is the fire of my heart. And perhaps that is why I'm so captivated by the Shaolin teachings. That it's as if I'm returning home in my center of gravity, where I become invisible and untouchable. where I feel safe. Therefore, I would like to take this opportunity to early thank all the masters who generously spread the value of Shaolin culture and teach us the basics of their martial arts in order to help us grow, to break down suffocating walls, and to free us in a compassionate and respectful way from any obstacle that stands between our current suffering and our best version of ourselves, which doesn't have to look like the Marvel superheroes, all muscles and superpowers punches. It can also sound just like this. Okay, they take everything away from me? Fine. Then I, who train a lot, will become flexible. I can adapt, I can develop my creativity, but I still stand without tears or wounds, without taking even one of their antidepressant pills, without becoming an alcoholic, seeing my job application continuously rejected for 6 years now. They are not going to win with me anymore. Thanks to a lot of daily practice, I'm not anymore what I used to be. And the more they're going to give me, the more my spirit gets stronger. That is the spirit that is taking shape within me. That is the grace of my dragon that I welcome. But I also want to remember that there are true superheroes in our daily lives who quietly turn their existence to the commitment of bringing light to the world, helping their families, giving wings to their students, loving others, taking care of the little important things day in and day out without fail, without complaints or without spotlights. No matter what happens and no matter the cost, they continue to work in this way for their well-being and the well-being of all. This is the dimension of work in which I want to commit myself and which I will create without waiting for others to save me, to value me, to join my project, to give me a place in this world. I finally will find my place by myself. And one last very important message. Sometimes people who do not lack money to survive, who have a discreet social position, tell us how we have to not get attached to material things. And that may seem to someone something confused, curious, like in contrast, and something more theoretical than practical. But no, it's not theory. Their contingent economic situation has nothing to do with the righteousness of the message. Not being attached to material things is the right things you have to do if you don't want to spend your whole life tormenting yourself over something you miss. That doesn't mean you have to be poor at all costs. It's not about this. It's about an attitude, a mindset able to accept any kind of circumstances because the roots of that tree have grown in the center. Look for the roots of the tree that you admire. By discovering the roots, you will find yourself and your path because we are all mirrors of each other and there is no other miracle than yourself.